Of late, I've been very interested in what makes Spanish Spanish. That is to say, what are the phonological changes that differentiate Spanish from Latin and Spanish from the other Romance languages. One of those seems to be haplology. There we go, all back. Haplology is when we try avoid repetition of sounds in words. And it seems as though Spanish does this a little bit more than many other languages, than many other Romance languages. I really don't know why this camera is not cooperating with me, but anyway. And this is particularly evident when we compare Spanish with Italian. The Latin adjective proprium, which really designated something as belonging to a particular thing, being proper to it, to use an older English expression, remains in Italian as proprio. So if I wanted to talk about Caravaggio, I would say ha il suo stilo proprio. He's got his own proper style. If I were talking about El Greco, on the other hand, in Spanish, I would say tiene su propio estilo. This difference between proprio and proprio in Italian and Spanish is an instance of Spanish haplology. But it's not just in that word that we see it as well. The Spanish word for prison is a cárcel. And obviously in Italian that's prigione, but if we extend this a little bit, we can see that the Spanish word for incarcerated is encarcelado, while the Italian is incarcerato, which retains more of the original Latin carcere or carcere, right? So we've at least got two instances of Spanish vis-a-vis Italian preferring haplology. And I'm curious, is this a general trend? Is Spanish amongst the Romance languages, at least the Western Romance languages, quite prone to haplology? Or maybe I've just found two instances that fit a pattern. I'm curious to know. So this is somewhat me coming out to you and asking you to provide me with more information. Many of you speak Romance languages, and I'd be very grateful to hear what your insights here are. So I found out only recently that there's a common instance of haplology between English and Spanish. You see, when we talk about idolatry, that's actually a shortening of the Latin idololatria. So latria is a sort of form of worship, a form of praise, and idololatria is when you apply that kind of praise to an idol. Both English and Spanish have gone the haplological route and have turned that idololatria into simply idolatry and idolatria, whereas in reality in English we should probably be saying idolatry, but it's pretty easy to figure out why we stopped doing that. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next video.